Gogol Whales by Leonardo Delgado and Ryan Garcia. A long, long time ago, before there were people, animals, or even plants, there were just space. Space was dark and quiet, filled with tiny bits of dust and gas floating all around. One day, space whispered, "Something amazing will happen here." Suddenly, boom! A huge star exploded in a bright, colorful flash. This was called a supernova. The explosion sent bits of dust and gas flying everywhere. These pieces these pieces began to come together like a big magical puzzle. The piece spun and spun, getting hotter and hotter. They clumped together to form a giant fiery ball. "Hello," said the sun, shining brightly. It was the first thing to be born in our solar system. Near the sun, more clumps of dust and rocks began to stick together. These clumps grew bigger and bigger, bumping into each other like marbles. One of these clumps was very special. It was the beginning of our Earth. Earth was young and wild back then. It was hot and covered in lava. Huge rocks smashed into it. The biggest rock that hit Earth even helped form the moon. "All light your night," said the moon. As time passed, the Earth began to cool. Rain poured down for thousands of years, forming oceans, lakes, and rivers. The planet transformed from a molten rock into something magnificent. Primitive bacteria evolved to harness sunlight and convert it into oxygen as soon as the Earth was teeming with plant life. A long time ago, the world was home to tiny creatures called single-celled organisms. They didn't need moms or dads. Instead, they simply stretched and split into two. This was the first reproduction billions of years ago, and it helped create all life we see today. There were tiny fish that rules the sea for many years when the earth was just water. Then there was the dinosaurs, which ruled the earth for many earths. Then there's us, humans. Now let's get into the evolution of the whale, of the blue whale. In the start, there was a funny-looking creature called Indohius. This funny guy started off the evolution of the blue whale. Crazy how this funny little animal evolved to the biggest mammal on Earth. The ocean was full of tiny creatures with eukaryotic cells that swallowed aerobic prokaryotes, forming mitochondria. Animals and plants developed nuclei. Pachycetus, a dog-sized creature with four legs, lived on land but loved water, often splashed in streams. As time went on, Pachycetus' family changed. Some of its descendants spent more and more time in the water. Their legs became shorter, their tails became stronger, and their noses moved up to the top of their heads. The new creature was called Ambulocetus, the walking whale. Ambulocetus could swim in the waters and walk on land, but over millions of years, some of those creatures stopped walking on land altogether. Their back legs became smaller and smaller, and their front legs turned into flippers. Meet Dorudon, a whale ancestor with a long, sleek body. Dorudon has no legs for walking, but it was an amazing swimmer. It hunted fish and squid in the open ocean, using its powerful tail to zoom through the water. But the story wasn't over yet. Dorudon's descendant grew bigger and bigger. They learned to eat tiny plants and animals called plankton. To eat more plankton, they grew baleen long bristle plates in their mouths to trap food. One time, one group of whales became the giants of the ocean. They grew as long as school buses and as heavy as hundreds of elephants. These whales were the ancestors of today's blue whales. Today, the blue whale is the largest animal to ever live on Earth. It swims gracefully through the ocean, singing deep, beautiful songs. Even though it's so big, it only eats tiny plankton, slurping up millions every day. From little Indohyus to the mighty blue whale, it took millions of years for this incredible journey. And now, the blue whale reminds us how amazing the ocean is and how life can change over time. Remember, little one, every creature has its own special story, just like the blue whale. Thank you.